Welcome. Guess what? Week 90.
Nikki stole it. She knew it. She knew it too. Cheeky. Okay, we're coming to you live from the Bitcoin Berlin Center here in El Salvador, Bitcoin country, and I'm going to mute it. Hang on. Yeah, she got in there. That was good. All right. I'm gonna zap our own QR code because it's cool. Let's go. And we're going to start with SAT shoutouts because you guys are awesome. Look at that confetti. I love it. All right. Thank you to Alby and setting us up with the NOSTR Wallet Connect to get that feature working. It's really cool. Try and see what happens when you put in too many characters.
Yeah.
Someone in particular. All right. We had some awesome SAT shoutouts. So earlier in the week, we had somebody send $1 via the Strike wallet. Now, I don't know who sent that. It just says tip. But the Strike wallet, it was actually sent as $1. And one of the interesting things about that is we then have to buy Bitcoin. So it's not automatically sats inside the Strike wallet, in case anybody's wondering. Then inside the wallet of Satoshi, in the last, a few minutes, I think, basically, you guys are in here. It might be Mark of Bitcoin. I think he's also messaged us on Twitter. There's an LFG with 12 sats and are looking forward to having Nikki on your X, I think. I'm not sure. He must have been in a rush, but 210 sats. That's awesome. And then I think they were the two main ones, right? I think they were the two main ones.
Cool. And right. Hi, Super Pilotus. You're on.
Zen.
Awesome.
All right, he's here. Okay.
Thank you very much for watching.
Yeah. So Super Pilotish, you will appreciate that this room is a different color to when you last saw it. And hopefully the sound is better in here than it is at home. So at home, we noticed there's a little bit of an echo, and we could probably help by actually getting closer to the microphone even today. We'll see if we can work that out.
Yes, right. We're in funny chairs.
We're in funny chairs.
Yeah.
Different chairs.
So we are in the Bitcoin Center up here in Berlin. We had no power for most of today, so we thought rather than risk it and wait at home, we would come in here and test out the sound panels that we've been making. So we've made a very makeshift studio, and for today, just to
see how it goes.
We can do what we can do.
Yeah. So the usual thing, down in the description below, you will find a link to our newsletter. In the newsletter, there is a whole heap of events that you will find here in El Salvador for the next month or so. Remember that Nikki will talk about those very soon. On the side, one of the events that you'll see over here on the side is Adopting Bitcoin 24. They finally announced the date. It's going to be on the 15th and 16th of November. One of the things that we love to say is come with extra time.
Please.
Book a few days before because we're already hearing rumors of Bitcoin Beach putting something on, and come a few days after because we're hearing about other things that are going to be on, possibly a trip up to Berlin. And you also need to budget time to visit Berlin.
Yes, absolutely. That's a no questions really.
Yeah.
I think also there is a film fest that's going to be happening, and that's happening 2 days before the event. So you definitely want to be coming to El Salvador at least 2-3 days before. Adopting Bitcoin starts.
Our service today is going to be Carlos Artiga, who is our legal representative. On Friday, we actually renewed our visas. We'll go into more detail in a moment. And we will cover him when the little flag here moves along to service. And also the little flag, there's a little Q&A section down here. So if you want to ask any questions, we'll answer them live when we get to the Q&A section. I'm going to have to manually shift our flag today for anyone watching.
We forgot the pin.
The clicky pen is at home.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's start off with our meetups. Of course, we have the Bitcoin Berlin meetup tonight at 6:30 here at the Bitcoin Center. We've got Papusa G turning up. He's going to be talking about security of your Bitcoin. So well worth, if you're in Berlin, come and listen to Papusa G. Oscar's a great guy. He's got a lot of knowledge and well worth listening to. Then on Tuesday, you have the Bitcoin Casual Meetups in San Salvador. It's at Honolulu, but the new location, which is in Los Castanos Mall. So make sure it starts at 7 p.m. and that's in San Salvador. My First Bitcoin also have an open home or open house every Tuesday now from 2 p.m. till 7 p.m. in their San Salvador quarters. So if you want to go and check out My First Bitcoin, see what they're up to, pop in and say hello And then you'll also get the opportunity to find out when their next graduation is, because this is a must-do when you come and visit El Salvador. Then we have, of course, the Bitcoin Beach Casual Dinner, which is on Friday at the beach break from 6:30. And then Bitcoiners Out West, they have a monthly meeting. It's the second Monday of every month. Now, in May is their 1-year anniversary. So they have got a special meeting on the 13th of May at Spanish Beats Cafe. They will be asking for 7,000 sats in donation. This is for a Bitcoin node workshop that's going to be happening, and it's going to help bring people in from San Salvador. So if you're up at Bitcoiners Out West, go and check that out. It'd be well worth it having a look. Now, of course, the end of the month, we've got three meetups in the 1 week. The last Wednesday of every month is now going to be the NOSTR Devs Meetup. Now, this is held at the Bitcoin Embassy. It's from 5 till 7. They had their first one last week. Apparently, it went really, really well. They had a lot of good feedback from that. Yep. So if you're interested in NOSTR, go and check it out. Go and meet people or have some food and enjoy the Bitcoin Embassy.
Anyone curious, NOSTR is basically like a Bitcoin version of a social network. You own the own keys, which means you own all the posts that you put on the network because you can prove that you signed them. It's really interesting. Apparently,
that's an avocado.
Apparently 10 people went to the last one, which is really good. That's a great turnout for a first event. So check it out. We're big NOSTR users ourselves.
Absolutely. And then, of course, the last Thursday of every month is the My First Bitcoin, and so that's going to be on the 30th of May, and that starts at 6 p.m, still to be confirmed where that's going to be held. It is in San Salvador. And then on the last Friday of every month, it is the Bitcoin Beach Meetup in El Zonte at Palo Verde, and it starts at 5 p.m. Now, this Sunday, we have the Bitcoin Farmers Market in El Salvador. in El Zonte. So that is from 9 till 3. Don't miss that if you are in El Salvador. Well worth coming down and just checking out, seeing what's going, spend some sats, hang out.
I'd almost say that the Bitcoin Farmers Market is possibly the best meetup in El Salvador. It's pretty casual. It's all day event. There's food and you're supporting people and you're zapping each other, and it's a great event.
And the visitors turn up, and it's fun. It is
a lot of fun. Lots of great people turn up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then we have Adopting BTC conference. I wanted to bring that up. So it is, as James said, on the 15th and 16th of November. Now, this is going to be in a new event centre too, so just be aware it's not going to be in the same one it was in the last 2 years. At the moment, we have ticket prices. If you're a Salvadorian and you have a DUI, $21. So that's awesome. If you're a residency holder, you can get them for $21. $121. Sorry, $120. Sorry about that. And you need to show your residency card. Now, other than that, general admission ticket holders are starting from $200. Now, this will be from... Now, I need a bit of confirmation here. On one ticket, it says till 21st of June. On somewhere else, it says till the 1st of June. So I'm not quite sure what the story is there. We will find out.
Either way, book your tickets sooner rather than later, because
the prices do go up
and you regret not having booked them later.
Absolutely.
Unless you buy it now and the Bitcoin price goes and doubles, then you'd feel silly. So you could wait and see if you allocated the sats now. But anyway, that's Bitcoin and math for you.
Yeah. And I have one other meetup that's going to be happening, and that is another Bitcoin Farmers Market, but it's going to be up here in Berlin.
Woohoo!
And I think that was on the 3rd. I don't know the date.
It was in between the last 2 of the month.
I think it is about the 13th or something, the Sunday of May. So you can come and hang out in Berlin and check out the Bitcoin Farmers Market up here.
We need to double check that one.
Yes.
It is a moving target, so it's it's not. It's sort of set in stone, but we are full of ideas and we're short on man hours to make them a reality.
We really need people on the ground down up here. We really do. If we've got some more people to help out and want to come and volunteer, it would be amazing to have some more people who are going, hey, what can I do? We've got so many things happening. We just need more people.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but if you've got a remote job, you can work down here. The internet is great. The electricity is generally pretty good. It's not often we do something like this to make our work day work, but we get paid with Bitcoin through Bitwage, so you can get your wages paid in a number of Western countries into a bank account as dollars, and then it gets sent to you as Bitcoin, or there's even a couple of other cryptocurrencies, but we don't really talk about that. Yeah. But just in case it helps anybody think about coming and moving here and being part of what's happening in the world, because this is exciting. This is bleeding edge. But we know it's not for everybody. But anybody can come along and have a look.
Absolutely.
And check it out.
Yeah. So before we start on our Monday, I just wanted to remind you, please, if you've got any questions, put them in the in the comments. We will answer them when James gets to
our little flag moves along
all that way
to the Q&A.
Yeah, to the Q&A.
Yes.
James will. We will start answering them then. And if you want to try the Alby QR code, zap us, see what you can find.
Oh yeah. Oh, I haven't. Anyway, so and on the Sats shout out, actually something that I missed was, because I've been zapping myself a whole heap to try and get certain things happening. We actually sold an ebook package to somebody as well. Yes. I know the website's not working at the moment. I am super sorry about that. Just overwhelmed with so much, which you'll find out in the next few days in the next few minutes about how much stuff we've been doing for the community, but. That is in progress. Like the website is being rebuilt. I know people also want to talk about the property and the book and stuff like that. So if you do have questions and you really want to get hold of us, we can do a manual transaction with people and go through it that way. It's just time compressed. Even though we're Bitcoiners, we are filling our life with awesome stuff.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, Monday. Right. So I went to the centre early. We needed to get some wood for the podcast studio, so they were delivering it Monday morning. What was really cool was actually seeing the local church here had organised for the schools to go and do a rubbish pickup. So all the students were walking around town picking up rubbish, like all over the place. It was really amazing. So that was really nice to see. Then James worked from home. He worked on the Alby Easter egg. Oh,
yeah. We wish we had avocados falling on our roof. Thank you very much, Super Pilotish. Yeah. I know that's you. I'm confident. I'm very confident that's you, because you've mentioned avocados down there.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then we, of course, prepped for our live and newsletter. Had our live, and sorry, we did actually fall off early in our live last week. We're not quite sure what happened, but the internet disconnected. So we do apologise for that. And then we went to the centre and had a great meetup. Our meetup actually last week was really lovely. It was 3 Berliners, 2 of them who had businesses here and one who's been very involved in the startup of the Bitcoin circular economy, and they got up and they were interviewed really and asked a variety of questions. And one of the things that came out for me was the fact that one of the cafe owners, she said that out of the payment she was getting with Bitcoin, 50% were local people, 50% were foreigners. So I thought that was really good.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Because we know when we first moved up here, it was basically just the foreigners coming in and spending money, to the point where it was so insignificant. Like a number of the vendors were just saving it. Like it was like, this is a random person that would never have come here and never have bought anything, so we just keep the Bitcoin. And now it's at a point where shop owners are trying to figure out how to unload their Bitcoin. So they are going and spending it amongst other people. Occasionally we do cash trades, but in the cash trades we also sell Bitcoin. Yeah. So people give us dollars sometimes. How crazy is that?
And the other thing that happened on Monday was this room was painted.
Oh yeah.
So it used to be blue, and now it's white.
Yeah. It's going to be a very general podcast space. It's going to be very usable. It's going to be set up nice and tidy, and we're very excited about the things that we've got lined up for this. We're already brainstorming all sorts of ideas. Jethro's still around. He's just gone back to the States for a couple of months. And when he returns, he'll be back into making this project a humdinger as well.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Which is amazing.
Very exciting.
Yeah, and so that was... And, of course, we had pupusas Monday night, and we pay with Bitcoin. All right.
We're going to have double pupusas tonight. We're going to have pupusas G himself, and we're going to have pupusas. Double pupusas. I beat you guys to it, you double rainbow fans. All right. Tuesday, let's have a look. We had an early morning BIA meeting, so we have a weekly meeting at the moment with the team to talk about the direction of the project and all the other projects that are happening around it. Very productive. I believe we had Tim's Muffins. I'm pretty sure we had Tim's Muffins from the Standard, yes. Which is good. And then...
Oh, sorry, I got that wrong. Choose paint for the... That's right.
That's all right. And then we worked from the centre for the morning. Just seems to be how it goes when we come in. It's not the intention, but it seems to be how it happens. We're busy in the centre with Pee-wee painting and re-roofing. So yes. Pee-wee, he's a huge contributor to the project, local Salvadoran. He's got a business here, but he's super in the project. He's a really good guy. Kitty and Tim putting the sliding door on. So if you saw the photo in the Twitter feed this week, and it probably will be in the photos up the top there, it's so exciting seeing the door on there. Vanya has, we've been sending her photos and videos of her artwork on the wall being revealed and hidden, which is really cool. Alice in Wonderland down the rabbit hole. Then basically I was working on QR codes for the motor taxi drivers. So I talked to Blink about some QR codes. Not just in case anybody's wondering, not all QR codes are equal. So some QR codes can hold any information. They don't just have to be a Zap address. So some of them hold just a name. So for example, this one here is literally pretty much just the email address, which is njelsalvador@getorby. And the one over there on Geyser holds a lot more information. And Blink create multiple types of QR codes depending on what you're trying to do with their wallet. And so my point, not all QR codes are equal. Sometimes you use a wallet, sometimes you use a camera, and sometimes they take you to different places. So don't get frustrated. Sometimes try something different, like a camera or an app. Anyway, James is ranting. Nikki was in the centre in the evening for the Berlin cleanup campaign. So we had another big meeting there to talk about what's happening with the rubbish bins that we're talking about getting done. Still a good turnout from some dedicated locals who are interested. And I was at home, and Mike from Bitcoin Beach, Berlin hosted. So Mike from Bitcoin Beach decided that they were going to start hosting a weekly I think, Twitter space, and they want to talk to a different circular economy each week. So it's really interesting to hear what's happening in different circular economies. Mike has great questions from all of his experience, and we had an opportunity. It was myself and Evelyn, and I think Jethro even popped in. Oh, and Vanya popped in. That's right. To talk about what was happening here. I think probably one of the biggest things that came out of it from me was how emotional a lot of people are about what's happening here. Like, this is, people are giving a lot of their life and attention to this because of the love of the project. So it's really real, and I think it's what makes a lot of it special. Yeah.
No, it was.
Right.
It was.
Yeah, it was a good chat.
It was actually a really good chat. I got to listen to it the next morning, and it was a great chat. I thought the Berlin team came off and really, shined about what everyone's so passionate, and I mean, we're all volunteers, and to put all this work and effort into something that we all feel is going to be amazing and help so many people. It's really cool. Yeah. Sorry, there was one other thing I was going to say there on that, which was, and I can't remember. Damn it! It was sort of a segue. All right. Okay, Wednesday. So we had a day at home catching up on work. I had been given, and I think I've mentioned this before, some wild black honey, and I wanted to make some soap with it. Yeah, so I tried to make some soap with it. That was fun. So what I didn't realise, when you're using sugar in soap, you actually have to have it a lot cooler temperature than what you would normally do when you blend the sodium hydroxide and the soap. And there is my soap picture there. Oh, yeah. So my soap, actually, it was like a volcano, which is, once I put it into this container, it just boiled over the top. Well, not boiled, but it exploded like a volcano sort of thing. And then I just thought, I'll just leave it. So I just put the cover over it and the towels over it. Next morning I came and opened it up, and there's another photo of it's just all shriveled in and sucked in. So that was a bit disappointing, but it smells really good.
The house smells like gingerbread. So if you want gingerbread soap,
It's just crumbly. It's not something I'm going to be able to sell, I don't think, but it was fun to do, and I know now when I make the next batch what not to do.
I'm not sold on you not being able to sell it. Like, I think we may be able to sell it for a discounted price at the market, but I need to use it before I back that statement up with authority. So,
and we also haven't stamped it or anything like that, so it's left very rough, very, very raw, but that's okay. Anyway, so then I also started to update the ebook, which is cool, and then we had beef back better steak for dinner. Mm-hmm. It was really nice.
It was really good.
Yeah, so that was our Wednesday.
It was a big steak. We actually met we met a couple today that are visiting here in Berlin just for the day. Yeah. And they're just in El Salvador for a few weeks, and they were like, we ordered a whole heap of meat from Beef Back Better while we're here, and they delivered to their door in San Salvador, which is super cool. So that's the cool sort of service that's happening here. You can get stuff like that.
Okay.
Ooh, I almost no, sorry, I'm not looking out the window. I'm looking out of it's my brain. I'm thinking about what I was trying to think about before. It almost came back to me.
All right. Okay, so our service today is Carlos Antigua. And now he is Artiga. He is the lawyer that we used, and we have used since we arrived over 2 years ago into El Salvador. The reason we chose him was he has been a huge part of us in our residency. Last week we had to go into San Salvador to get our 3rd year renewal for our temporary residency. And I know a lot of people will go, why are you doing that? Because laws have changed. Yes, the laws have changed, but when we went and did our 2-year one, they hadn't quite, it was all very, very new and hadn't quite come into place. So we have had to renew ours every 3 years for the 3 years, but you don't necessarily have to do that now. So, yeah. Anyway.
The reason we chose him
yes.
was actually because he was a family of the people we were staying with.
Yeah.
But then also we renew every year, and we've renewed every year for the 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's helped us buy our car. He's helped us with some property rentals, and he's bilingual. He goes out of his way for you. He's been exceptionally helpful, and all the people we have referred through to him have been really impressed with his service and how he helps them.
Yeah. So there's a link down below. It's just his Instagram link, and if you go there, you can see his phone number to contact him via WhatsApp. As Nikki mentioned, he's bilingual. He's prompt. We haven't had any issues with him being late or anything like that, which is great because sometimes in El Salvador it's common not to be punctual, but he has been punctual for us in everything that we've done with him, which is really good. So we really appreciate the work that's happened with him. There he is down there. He's actually a TV star as well, so that's why he's got lots of awesome photos. Yes. Because he's used to being in front of a camera, which is pretty cool. But as always though, we do recommend you go and price out multiple legal services, and you make sure that your personality and your price and the services that you're getting fit with everybody. But do talk to Carlos, because I think he's a good place for you to start and get a range of ideas and pick the person that works for you best. Yeah, and he is based in San Salvador. Yeah. But I think he's definitely well worth having a chat to. Yeah, I would. Having a chat to him is definitely going to be a high return. Yeah, thing. Absolutely. Yeah. So awesome. So thank you, Carlos. We really appreciate everything you have done for us. There's no doubt about that. But and just to give you some insight, like, so for example, on Friday when we were on Friday when we were at the immigration office, we were talking to him about what other people are doing, and other people are doing 1 year, 2 years, and he actually gave us feedback on how the system used to work, and then he said, but I better check and make sure it still works like that. And he went and talked to the immigration officers, and that updated the law in the last 6 to 8 months or something. Yeah. Last year? Yeah, in the last 12 months. So that updated the law and the way it worked in the last 12 months. And so the fact that he is willing to, he knows his stuff, and he's also keeping up to date by making sure that if somebody asks him a question like ours, he goes and does something about it and makes sure he's correct. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. That's really cool. Yeah. Alrighty. Okay. Thursday? Yeah. Okay. I forgot to move our little flag, so we're going to do that. One more. All right. Sats for Nikki and James in El Salvador, 2,100 sats. Whoa, confetti, good confetti.
Lightning, was it? Or just confetti?
Just confetti.
Oh, just
confetti. Just confetti.
Mm.
The 7,000 was lightning. Yeah. All right. Nikki was in the centre really early, and I worked from home, and then we had a recommendation of an electrician here in Berlin. Somebody recommended, because as life goes in El Salvador, we had trouble getting water for 3 weeks from the city supply. We were getting pretty low on water, but then all of a sudden we had a tank that was pretty full, and we're like, yeah, let's do a wash. And we went to turn on the washing machine, and it didn't work. And it turns out a rat had been busy living in our washing machine and eating wires. So we found so we had water but no washing machine. So we went and found an electrician through the local group here. He came round and he fixed it. And then literally right after we paid him, the power went out.
Yeah.
So now we had a tank full of water, a washing machine that works, but no electricity. And so it was pretty funny. It's pretty funny how these coincidences come along. So we've been busy washing clothes for the last 3 days. It's been pretty funny. So that was really good. But he was good, and he upsold himself. He goes, oh, by the way, I also do... He said, oh, your washing machine could use a full service. And I'm like, stuff it. You're here. Let's do it. And then he goes, oh, by the way, I also service refrigerators. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's been iced up for months and leaking water. And I'm like, okay. And so he serviced the washing machine and the refrigerator, and we're super happy with the service that we got, and our appliance is working better than ever before. So that's pretty funny. So that was good. And he really, really good guy, young guy, very professional, well organized, and no English, but we're able to communicate enough with him, which is really good, and had a good time. And he was funny. He was good.
Yeah. And you downloaded him. Blink.
Oh, and we got him on Blink. Yes. We paid him in cash, but we got him on Blink. So he's open to moving forward with that, which is really cool.
No, that's really good.
Yeah. So the power went out for the whole town. So it wasn't just us. This morning the power's out just for our street, but the other day it was for the entire town. So we actually all started gravitating towards the centre. And everybody was coming in, and we were all using what electricity was left to use the internet here. And then that ran out, and we all just hung out for a bit. Yeah. So that was really cool.
It was really lovely. We were all just sitting in the front, and more people would come, and we just ended up just all talking together and just bouncing ideas off each other. And it was great, because a lot of people would have actually been at home working, but everyone thought, oh, we've got no power, let's go to the centre.
Yeah, so, which is super cool. And then Nikki and I, we went and had burgers at Coco's for dinner, and we paid with Bitcoin. Yeah. And then if you haven't used Coco, if you don't know what Coco's is, download the btcmap.org, go to the website or download the app and check out the 100 and plus businesses on the map, because it's fun just browsing around and seeing what's in Berlin, even though you can't be here in person. Yeah. I should put that down on the link each week. All right. Okay. Cool.
All right. Friday. So we had an early morning start, because we had to get up to San Salvador. So we met Carlos at the immigration office, and we went in and got our third year visa, temporary visa. Well, we've applied for it. We're just waiting for it to all come through.
So we've done 2 years, and we're now beginning our third year.
Yeah. So just if you're wanting to know, it's $150 each time you go and renew your visa for 1 year. I don't know what it is for 2 years, but for 1 year it's $150.
Yeah. So it's $150 plus any legal services you might have. So the $150, which we paid with Bitcoin Lightning for the first time.
Yeah. So it was really cool that day. We paid the lawyer, Carlos, and we paid for immigration with Bitcoin.
So I have to have this. Let me have this. So the first time we paid for our visa fees, it had to be in cash. They didn't have Bitcoin or anything. And I was really disappointed. The second time, it was an on-chain transaction. And I should have been grateful, but it got screwed up. Yeah. And it was expensive and so many levels. And then what happened was the lady was like, oh, it's $1 short. And I'm like, what do you mean it's $1 short? Like the Chivo price fluctuation that happened in the half an hour we had to wait for the blockchain with the high fees. And I'm like, I'm not topping it up with another $1. Like I just gave her $1 cash. Yeah. This time would be the best experience we've had. We go in there. Same lady as the other two times. She's a lovely lady. She's very happy and cheerful. A complete lightning experience, seamless, really fast, easy. It was awesome. Yep. Yeah.
It was really cool. absolutely. So we, so we did that. Then we had to meet our accountant and do our end of year financials, and the son. We actually spoke to the son this time, and not the father. And he said, "Oh, I think I might accept Bitcoin this time," because we've asked every time whether I accept Bitcoin. And he's going, "Oh, maybe I should ask Dad first." "Oh, no, I'm going to accept it. So that was really cool. So we got him to download the Blink wallet. We went through, or James went through, just some tests so he could have a look and see how easy it was, and then show him how he can actually put it into his bank account as well if he wants, or put it to stable sats. And then we just paid the whole lot.
Yeah.
It was great.
Blew us away.
So we were wrapped with that, because that, again, is another service that we can now put on our sort of documents to say, hey, look, these guys now accept Bitcoin.
We had no cash to pay these guys. Like, we knew they wanted cash. We knew, and we went with our cash.
Well, Carlos doesn't, but no. But the accountant, yes.
Yeah, the accountant. And so we were pushing the boundaries of our luck. And it was just by coincidence. So I guess we now know an accountant that will accept Bitcoin, which we couldn't recommend one before, but now we can.
And they also have a rental property they're looking at renting out. We're waiting on documents and information in San Blas, Playa San Blas. So if you are looking for a smaller property with a swimming pool in Playa San Blas, we have one coming up. So just to let you know that. If
you're interested in that, please DM us. We can put you in touch. They communicate via WhatsApp, and I could give you an email address as well. Yeah. So if you're interested in a property in, was it Loma? No.
The other one.
Isla, Playa San Blas. Yeah. It's a gated community, 200 homes, I think, on the beach. Yeah,
absolutely. All right. Okay, now where are we going from there? And then we went and we had some lunch at Cuzco, which was where the My First Bitcoin had their meetup on the Thursday night. So it was really nice to go and support them and pay with Bitcoin. The food was really good. It was on the pricier side, but
it was expensive.
Great food. But what was really nice was right outside there was Torito Cafe had parked up the truck, and we were able to get a coffee afterwards and catch up with them. So that was really nice. So so we did that.
Yeah.
Then we headed to a store and we purchased some more foam for the sound absorption panels, and also some fabric. So we got so we were able to wrap all that blue foam up, which was really awesome.
And I know Steve will be excited about that too, because we bought a roll for him, which is really good.
Yes.
But that was it. And we stuffed all that in the car.
Yeah,
we headed to the beach.
No, then we went to Sea Trains, which is the place where you go and get all your car things from. And we had to update registration for the car. And so James went and did that while I wandered around the mall. And then, though, of course, we can't pay with Bitcoin with them.
No.
Because you've got to go through the banking system.
Yeah, they literally have a bank inside the car registration place. And... well, in a way, I kind of did pay with Bitcoin. So I had no cash, so I needed to pay with Tarjeta, which is a card, and I used the Ditto Bank's card. So I ended up transferring Bitcoin or Lightning directly onto the card, converted it to USDC, put it on the card, and paid then and there. So I screw around a little bit in terms of time, but I mean, technically, I didn't need cash, and I was able to kind of pay with Bitcoin, because I was prepared with the Ditto Bank's card. Yeah. So in a roundabout way, we kind of paid with Bitcoin.
Yeah. Oh, that was good.
The Ditto Bank's card's really good. You can get it on your temporary residency.
Yeah, it is. So then we headed to Playa San Blas, because we had another event on Saturday at San Salvador, and we didn't want to drive all the way to Berlin and back. So we had lovely friends who offered a room at their place. So we went to Playa San Blas, went and caught up with friends by the sea, really lovely. Went to the club there and just sat out by the ocean and really caught up on a lot of stuff. And it was actually a really nice evening. Yeah. Really relaxed. Of course, the club doesn't accept Bitcoin, but James still managed to onboard.
I got one of the carreras.
Yeah.
Camarera. I think. Duolingo. It tells me what a waiter is all the time. But we managed to get one of the waiters to download the Blink wallet. He was really good about it. The other one was just totally resistant and having a laugh at us. But, I ended up tipping the guy who got the wallet down and put a couple of bucks on there. Yep. So that was really good. And just while we're talking about the mall where we went to get the car registration, we were having a chat there was a shoe shop there where we paid with Bitcoin a couple of years, actually 2 years ago pretty much. we asked if we could pay with Bitcoin there. Young girl. We had a bit of fun laughing around with her, speaking broken English and Spanish. We tried, but we actually had other things we needed to go do. But it was we ask. It is my favorite thing to do in El Salvador.
Yep.
Right, next.
And then we spent the night at the beach.
Yes, which was a great evening. Really had a good
lovely.
time. Caught up with a bunch of friends that we don't normally get to spend time with. We normally see them at the market, and the market is a great place to come and meet us because we're there just about every market, but it's not a great place to have a deep and meaningful conversation. So it was great to be able to hang out in a relaxed environment with a small group of people where we could catch up with them.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Saturday was another big day. So the reason we stayed was because we were going to specifically go to an event. But before we get there, we had a quick breakfast with our friends, which was great. Made us some great coffee, and we had egg omelette, which was great. And we also caught up on some other bits and pieces to do with NFC cards, actually. We played with some NFC card stuff, which was really good. And then we needed to head up to Parque Cuscatlan, which is the central park in San Salvador, and the local council, or alcaldía, or municipal, was putting on a festival for education and technology. So it was mainly aimed at the youth, and the Bitcoin community had decided that we were going to create a Bitcoin island, and we in amongst this thing. So it was really good. We had, I'm going to rattle them off as quick as I can. K1. So K1 is an ATM / vending machine for Bitcoin, which is Lightning based. We had Athena there with an ATM. We had Ditto Banks there with their MasterCard that I was just talking about, and then there was Tianki there with their point of sale NFC cards, and My First Bitcoin came along, and Bitcoin Beach turned up to say hello. Papooses G turned up to say hello, and he bought some stuff. And
Alex from Cubo Plus turned up.
Alex from Cubo Plus, yep.
Yes, and then we also had the real estate.
Good Life.
It wasn't Good Life. It's
no.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
That's right.
Okay. And then we had a random guy from the Orange Pill app turn up, which was quite interesting. And then there was Berlin. Woo! Berlin turned up. And I think we were probably the coolest table there. But that would be a close second, or it would be a tie with K1 because they had the change-all in a full arcade box, which was amazing. It was really fun. And Gerardo is apparently a lethal weapon when it comes to change-all. So... yeah.
He's the one to beat.
Yes, he is.
All
right. So that was a really good day. We ended up communicating with a lot of general public. A lot of people came down specifically to have a look because they knew that Bitcoiners were in town, which was great. It was a high signal event.
Well, one part was really fun. They also had the band, the drumming band there, and a group of the kids came over to have a look at what our stand was about, and Charlie and James got talking to them, and actually because they're underage they don't have a DUI yet, they can't get the Chivo wallet, and they got them all downloading the Blink wallet. We're sending sats to them and showing them how it all works, and that was really cool. The guys were so excited.
It was... I'm going to look on my Blink now and see what my circles are doing, because we had a pretty good...
it was constantly... I was going, my outer circle's getting bigger all day, all weekend, in fact. It was happening. I was just going...
introducing. Let's have a look.
But that was really... it was really neat. There was a lot of interest in Berlin and in Bitcoin, and accepting Bitcoin. They were really wanting to know what was going on with the accepting Bitcoin, which was, great.
12 this month.
Well done.
Wow. And so just so people know, Blink have a monthly challenge when it comes to onboarding people. Grow your inner circle by 12 and your outer circle by 3. Man, I've hit it. Okay. For a chance to win a BitBox02 hardware wallet. There you go. All right. If we win it, we already have one, so we'll give it away.
We will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because we have now officially entered that draw. So I better take a snapshot of that. So what has to happen is I have to take a snapshot of this and share it, I believe. So... share your circles. Oh, look at that, it's coming up. All right, we're going to move forward. So great day onboarding people. They also had political representatives come down to the market, and they had a radio show there and a big speaker on a stage. What was really impressive was that the team, we left early, but part of the team came from Berlin later, so we did like a shift. We did the early shift, and they did the late shift. And Pee-wee, who we were talking about, who did the roof and the painting in here, he stayed, and he got to go on stage and talk about Berlin. And this guy, like, when you see him talk, you feel...
He gets all puffed up. It's really lovely.
you feel proud for this man and the pride that he shows. It's so cool. He loves his town, he loves his country, and he loves what's happening with Berlin and being part of that project. And we couldn't wish for better people to be involved. Yeah. Cool. And so then we drove home.
Yep. But on the way home,
we took Charlie.
We did. And then we stopped for dinner.
So we had to repack Charlie with all of our foam in the car. But he thought it was better than the bus, because he came early on the bus.
But we stopped and grabbed a bite to eat. And the place we stopped at, the roadside diner, didn't accept Bitcoin. But again, James talked his talk and got the local waiter to download Blink also. And receive his tip, which was awesome.
I think my onboarding Spanish is better than my general Spanish these days. I think Charlie made a comment to you about me while I was doing it, did he?
Yeah.
I think
he did.
Yeah.
Just commenting on. Yeah, it's great to see. It is. It's quite cool watching James do his thing.
Yeah, I do it in Spanish. It's broken Spanish, but I can get. They understand me enough to download a wallet, and then we go through the process, and we send them some sats, and it's fun. I think they have fun talking to me in my silly Spanish to download a wallet, and because there's no loss for them other than, I mean, he was standing there doing nothing anyway. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so Sunday we had an early morning wake up. You'd think by now we're ready for a day off. No such luck. We headed into the centre to finish making the sound absorption panels, and there's lots of photos here of us. James doing the framing, I'm doing the covering of them. Teamwork. We got it done though, and I mean, we're sitting in here now. I mean, we're still a long way off from getting it properly set up, but
it's not bad.
It feels good. The sound seems good. It'll be really interesting to see your comments and what you think the sound's sounding like. It'll be really awesome. And it's just going to be a studio that's going to be really available and welcoming for people who, if they're interested in coming and doing a podcast here, it's going to be set up. They just need to plug in and go. We're going to have it available for the local Berliners to come in and set. Hopefully, there'll be a couple of them might want to actually start their own podcast about Bitcoin in El Salvador. Would be in Spanish. Would be amazing. We can't lead a horse to water. You can't make it drink. So let's just hope we can. Make it enticing enough for someone to take it on board. We'd really love it.
I'm just going to say, if you have questions, start asking them now. I see we've got a good list there, because we're going to start answering them soon. And I always forget to tell everybody to like and subscribe, but it will help the algorithm and help people know that they should be watching this awesome show.
Yes, absolutely. And then we had, Charlie was in here, so he had a Swiss gentleman stay with him, and so the four of us all went down to the park, and while we're in the park, three other couples walked past. Two of them we don't think were Bitcoiners, but they're definitely foreigners. Another one couple were Bitcoiners and ended up coming up to the centre after lunch. But really neat to see more foreigners turning up. And then what was really amazing was there was some mountain bikers, Salvadorian mountain bikers, who had come from close. They lived close to the airport. And they had left at 5 a.m, had cycled all up over the mountain way to get down to Berlin for lunch. Now they came,
from the airport.
They ended up, the reason they came, we reckon this is why they came. They came and they actually paid for their lunch with Bitcoin. Yeah. So they came to use their Chiva wallet here in Berlin and pay with Bitcoin. Yeah. So that was pretty, and there was about 7 of them. So what we're seeing is it's not just the foreigners spending Bitcoin, it is actually locals using it as well, which is really amazing. Yeah. So, it's really cool. Okay, and then we have got... we came back to the centre to finish working, so we finished up at about 5:30, And then we headed home, and as I said, well, one of the couples did pop in while we were here, and they were from Canada, and it was their second trip, and they were just searching and having a look, and it was their first time up to Berlin. They really liked it. They seemed like a really lovely couple. And then we went home and had a quiet night.
Yeah.
I think we're exhausted.
We were exhausted.
So
I was just trying to think about the peeler. Peeler's on my mind a lot.
Yeah. But it's not full at the moment, unfortunately. It's half full.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
All right, we're going to answer some questions. So if you do have questions, get them in there.
Closer so I can read.
Okay, because they're going to start rolling. We're going to start rolling through what you guys have written.
Wow, it's been busy. Thank you.
It has been busy. Thank you very much. All right. Super Pilotish. Hola, amigos. Time to put the potatoes on the Barbie. Is that an Irish joke? I don't know what's going on there. I'm not sure what's going on with that. New digs. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the temporary new digs for the moment because of the fact we had no power at home. So, but as you would have heard, what's going on. Yeah.
Yep. So it's all good. Mark Bitcoin, hola. And Super Pilotish, great sound panels are working. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
It makes such a difference. You walk in and your ears actually, like the pressure changes. It's quite interesting.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah. It was the video of that room, and Nikki was looking great, hence the sats to the comment. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, yeah, thank you. That video, if anybody wants to get a feeling for the sound of the room, check out the little video we did yesterday on Twitter. We basically do a little circle, and even I was impressed when I heard the sound on the camera. It was good. Eco, what's the rainy season like? Great question.
Yeah, so the rainy season hasn't quite started. It's nearly here. What we find up in the hills is we actually get a lot more lower cloud. Of course, you wake up and you are in the cloud. It normally will burn off, and then by sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's coming in again, and the rain is pretty heavy, and of course you've got the tin roofs, and very few roofs have the false ceiling, so it is extremely loud. But I mean, it's fine. It doesn't bother us at all. No, we quite enjoy it.
No, we don't mind it. The only time we mind it is Monday from about 4:35 until about 5:30, if it does pour down with rain, you guys can't hear us anymore.
Yeah. So that is the one problem. Yeah. Okay, Mark. The message was okay.
Yeah, the Wallet of Satoshi message was really hard to read, but thank you very much. It was pretty funny anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Super Pilotish, avocados. Yes, aguacates, avocados. There's a massive tree behind the center, and I thought you caught one off the roof when you were here. I thought one rolled down, and you were quite impressed. But we also have avocado trees at home. It is amazing. It's really cool having fresh avocados just fall into your hand.
Yes. The rodents kind of like them. Would be the downside of the avocados on the ground.
Because we're putting them in the garden as the ones we don't want.
Is it eco? So wholesome.
So wholesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
FSV, hola, late arrival. We shouted you out before we made jokes before you arrived, so you're going to have to go back and watch it so you can see the jokes. J-Dub the Laker, 21 million, going back to Berlin in November. What day of the week is the most stuff going on? I was thinking Monday.
Well, we do have our Monday meetup here. That would be the Bitcoin meetup. But of course, if you come in on the Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you have got the Gastronomica in the park. So you've got events happening that if you want to see what's happening in Berlin, you will see that. But that would be, Yeah,
it's tricky. Sometimes it's good to come up when it's quiet, and that way you can enjoy some things a bit better. Last time you were here, it was pretty rushed. If you can spend a couple of days here, it'd be better. But Monday is good, because after the Monday evening meeting, we often go for pupusas as a group, and that's a really good experience to be part of. I think that's,
Like last Monday, we actually had a family from Costa Rica come with us, which was really lovely. Yeah. Yeah.
That's like a secret hack to Berlin. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday is great because the food market in the park is open. But you can explore Berlin at any time by downloading btcmap.org on your phone or on your web browser, and you can explore Berlin from the comfort of your home anywhere before you come and visit. I don't get paid for that. I just find it funny.
Yeah.
All right. Super Pilotish. a recommendation from NJ goes a long way. Carlos for the win. Check him out. Get a price. As we say, the best thing to do is get prices from at least 3 people for anything you do here in El Salvador to get a feel for it. Make sure personalities and everything feels right. But we have had a great experience with Carlos, and a number of other people that have used him that we know have also had a great experience. There he is on the side. He's very good at what he does, and he enjoys what he does, which I think is really important.
Yeah. And
he accepts Bitcoin. Did we? I think we forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
He accepts Bitcoin. That's like the number one reason to.
In fact, I think we were pretty much his first client to pay him in Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, he accepts Bitcoin. That's a pretty big win. Okay, Eco. Incidentally, I feel like no one has a website in El Salvador, and I have to let Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp know all my business just to interact with businesses and such. Hard to be cool cypherpunk. Yeah, I mean, you can contact us via email. We are on NOSTR, so if you want to communicate with us via NOSTR, that is also a possibility because they're all encrypted. We do use a whole heap more. Well, I definitely do. I use a lot more of the nerdy apps, but you kind of have to ask because they're not the kind of apps that you go and socially advertise. So yeah, contact us via NOSTR if you want. The website is there.
Yeah, but I was also going to say, like, in regards to businesses and things, a lot of businesses, yes, as you say, they use Facebook or WhatsApp to promote their business. Yeah. And even Instagram too, to be honest. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm just going to make a point about so this week, something that's happened in the Bitcoin space is that the developers of a service called Samurai Wallet, or I can't remember if it was Samurai Wallet or Wasabi Wallet, whichever one. Samurai. Yeah. They got extradited out of the country they were working on for writing code for basically a open source project which allowed people to swap coins to preserve their privacy and what they owned. And the discussion came up about having multiple phones. So just be aware that WhatsApp is actually a malicious app. It allows people that want to monitor you to deploy specific software. So I would recommend learning how to have a privacy phone, and Graphene OS on an Android is probably your best bet. And then don't download things like WhatsApp or anything on that, right? So I'm suggesting that you don't stop having a normie phone. So a normie phone would be one that has WhatsApp, Facebook, all that sort of junk on it. But don't go and mix it with your privacy phone. Now, some people have been complaining to me and saying, oh, but that's such a pain in the bum. And I'm like, well, tell that to Salvadorans who used to have 2 phones on them at all times. So when the gangs shook them down, they could give away the cheap, crappy phone they didn't really want. So coming from the land of privilege, where we're also being shaken down in a different way, it's time to start getting used to running some of these systems. Because, yeah, you're right, being a cool cypherpunk is going to take a bit of work, and not everyone is up to putting in that work. Rant over for now.
Okay.
Cask, Bukele is working on it. Yeah, he's definitely working on infrastructure. I think that's what you're referencing, electricity, water, stuff like that.
Yeah, Mark Bitcoin. Superpolitish. I'm impressed how the government of El Salvador is improving the services, paso a paso, step by step.
It's happening.
Like little by little.
From when we started at the beach to when we left the beach, and just like the 18 months, big changes in terms of the electrical grid, the water. We were dependent on the community, but they put a lot of money into upgrading what they were doing. And I think a lot of people have experienced things, roading, electricity, power. The internet's great here. It blows me away. And if you're not happy with the internet here, you can get Starlink.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
So many options. Fiber, cable, Starlink, mobile. It's good. Mark Bitcoin. I ask everywhere I go in Australia, I'm trying to convince Harry Cafe, the wheels, to take Bitcoin. Well... that's awesome, Mark. It seriously is. It's not you that makes me go and be sad. I'm just and sadding for the southern hemisphere and those countries down there. No shortage of sheeple. But good on you. I love it. I love the attitude. I love the fact that every store I go into and I'm just like, will you accept Bitcoin? It is a serious question here because they know that Bitcoin is legal tender, and they're wondering why we're all here for it. In the Western countries, I can only imagine the hard work it is for you to be asking questions like that. But don't be discouraged.
No, I found it very difficult when I was down in New Zealand, I must admit.
Yeah. It's not easy.
No. Snowbunny 1001. Hello, everybody.
Super Pilotish, corrupting the youth with Blink. We certainly are. On that note, I think last week, I'm pretty sure it was last week, I had a young guy come in.
Yeah.
He was on the Moon Wallet. He wanted to buy $30 of Bitcoin. It was right when the fees jumped back up to like 300 sats per byte. It was going to cost $35 to do the transaction. And I was like, this is just not going to work. And he's like, well, I can't have Chivo Wallet because I don't have a DUI. And I'm like, you don't need a DUI for Blink, you just need a phone number. And he's like, Blink? What's Blink? Got him on Blink. And this guy was so happy, fist bumping. Did we talk about that in the last live?
I think we did.
I think we did.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're definitely corrupting the youth with better technology. It's good.
Mark laughing, and yep, sounds really good. Market Bitcoin, Snowbunny 101 sounds great. Super Pildish, Studio and Light is great. Awesome.
Double thumbs up for that one.
Yeah.
Double rainbows.
Yes.
And double Marmite jars. And double, what else did we have? I can't remember. Double NFC cards. Double NOSTRs. I don't know. All of the above.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Super Pilotish. Hey James, what are you using to put the Alby QR code in the corner? Thinking about doing it myself. It's a secret. No, it's we need to have a DM, but basically what's happening is I had an existing Alby address. So if you have an existing Alby address, it'll make it easier. If you don't, we still need to have a DM and talk about it. But I now have a specialized invite code to help onboard people, and I have a developer that would be excited to walk you through the process. I'm just going to nerd out a little bit on what's happening here. But basically, this is a HTML page overlay on top of our OBS. And what's happening is you don't need a server or anything. It runs locally. And Alby, as they say, they are allowing people to now have a self-sovereign setup on the cloud. So you set up a cloud node, you control the keys for that cloud node, you have to control and manage the liquidity on that, and that's basically how it works. So let's have a DM, let's figure it out, and we'll get you set up. Easy.
Awesome. All right. J-Dub the Laker, I don't think I can do 2 days in Berlin, Sunday or Monday better.
Monday.
Not
Monday. Super available Monday. But we'll be there in the evening.
Yeah.
And we're here talking to you live on Monday. Mark, very well said about having a privacy phone, getting Graphene OS on a new phone soon. Yeah. Get used to carrying 2 devices, because and someone asked me if it was possible, and somebody sent me an article that answered it. Basically, you can actually set up privacy profiles on it as well. So that means that you can have multiple profiles, and they're difficult to find as long as nobody knows what they're looking at, and then you're good to go. So look into it. DM me if you want a bit more information on that. I can share you a really good article by Darth Coin, if you know who that is. He's a great contributor to the space. He has lots of awesome information. Send him a few sats if you read his articles.
Yeah.
He's Darth Coin at getalby.com.
Okay. So, J-Dub, see you then. Absolutely, we'll see you in November. And just, I suppose, a recap on events coming. The Adopting BTC events are out, conference are out. So it is on the 15th and 16th, if I got the dates right, of
15th and 16th
of November. That is the town portion of it. So please make sure if you're coming to El Salvador, make sure you come easily a few days, at least 3 days before, and then stay for 3 days after, so you really get to experience El Salvador and the Bitcoin lifestyle here. There's also the ticket prices. You can now buy your early bird ticket for $200, and that is until June, some stage in June, and buy them now. They do go up after that nearly every month, don't they?
Yeah.
Pretty much. So, yeah.
The longer you leave it, the more you're gambling. So and when I say that, I mean you may be gambling that you get to spend less sats, but at the same time you don't know when the price is going to move. So sometimes it's better just to buy the ticket now and just be done with it. Just get the job done.
Absolutely.
Eco, just learning my Graphene OS, so they have multiple sandboxed users, which is awesome. That is a really cool feature for people who are privacy conscious and would like to make sure that it's not obvious to anybody who gets hold of their phone that what they do.
Okay.
Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember,
thank you guys.
In the description down below, you can find a link to Carlos Artiga, who's over there right now for legal services. He was our service of the week. You can also find a link to the Adopting Bitcoin website. I forgot to add the Twitter account. I guess I can add that afterwards. But that is going to be a great place to buy tickets, and they must be bought in Bitcoin. Our website, it is on the way, super pilotish. You can hear the music in the background.
Yes.
So can we. But yes, I was talking about tickets.
Yes, tickets for adopting
and our website. It's coming. I am working on it. I'm going to set up the newsletter right after this because it goes out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. as long as everything's on time, with the events that Nikki talked about in the beginning.
Yes.
It's a great place to keep up to date. Plus, we try and add 3 different news items that we found interesting during the week.
And there's been a bit happening this last week.
There's been a lot.
Yeah, there has, which is great.
And if you... Oh, damn it. Lost it. Oh, you can email us from once you've subscribed. You don't have to subscribe to the newsletter to get the email account, so the email. So no need to write nasty things at whatever gmail.com because you don't want to put your email in. Just push the no thanks button at the bottom. We have had that on occasion. But yeah, you can get the newsletter without having to sign up. It's free. It's simple.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
Yep. All right. And I hope you enjoyed the space. It's all going to get better.
The double joke was double Papooses, because Papooses G is going to be here. He's going to say something awesome. He does so much with kids and education.
We've already said that.
I know. But they missed the beginning of the show.
Oh, okay.
And that was part of the double Papoosa jokes and double rainbows and double Marmites and private jokes. Sorry for the people who don't understand what we're on about.
All right.
Thank you very much.
We will see you next week. Thank you for watching. And yeah, as James says, our DMs are open if you do need to have any questions.
Yeah. DM us. We're there and we answer them as best and as fast as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Thank you very much.
See ya.
Have a good one.